Margaret sat on the edge of her bed every single morning and did the same thing. She'd swing her legs over the side, plant her feet on the cold floor, and then just stop. Not because she was tired, not because she was sad, but because her feet didn't feel like hers anymore. They felt like they belonged to a stranger, numb, heavy, like someone had filled her shoes with wet sand while she slept. Her grandson Daniel stood in the doorway one Tuesday morning and watched her do it. The pause, the long breath, the slow, careful stand-up, holding the nightstand like a lifeline. He said something that night at dinner that changed everything. He said, "Grandma, I don't think your legs are broken. I think something is happening while you sleep, and I think I can fix it with something you drink before breakfast." Margaret laughed. She said, "Baby, I've tried everything. The doctor gave me pills. The pharmacy gave me creams. Nothing works." Daniel said, "I know. Because nobody's looking at the right 8 hours." Now, what Daniel discovered over the next 30 days didn't just help Margaret walk to the kitchen without holding on to anything. It changed how I think about aging entirely. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what happens inside your legs between the moment you close your eyes and the moment you open them. And more importantly, you're going to know the one drink that can undo the damage. Margaret was 68. She lived alone in a small house in Vermont. She had been a dance instructor for 35 years. Ballet, tap, jazz. Her students called her the woman with iron feet because she could stand on point for minutes without wobbling. But that was before. Now her mornings looked like this. Alarm at 5:45, sit up, swing legs over, pause, stand, hold the wall, shuffle to the bathroom, shuffle to the kitchen, make coffee with shaking hands, sit down, and then wait again. Wait for the feeling to come back into her feet. She told Daniel, "It's like my legs forget how to be legs. Every single morning I have to remind them." She had been to her doctor. Blood work was normal. X-rays were clean. The doctor said, "It's just age, Margaret. Your circulation slows down. There's not much we can do." There's not much we can do. Daniel heard those words and something in him snapped. Not anger, something quieter, determination. Because Daniel was 24 years old in his second year of medical school, and he had just read a paper that made everything his grandmother was experiencing make perfect sense. Here's what Daniel found, and I want you to listen carefully, because this is the part that changes everything. When you fall asleep, your body doesn't just rest, it shifts into a completely different mode. Your heart slows down, your breathing gets deeper and slower, your muscles go completely limp, and your blood, it doesn't stop, but it crawls. Think of your blood vessels like a river system. When you're awake and moving, that river is flowing, fast, strong, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every village along the banks. Your brain, your heart, your muscles, all the way down to your toes. But when you sleep, the river doesn't stop. It slows to a trickle. And in the smallest streams, the tiny vessels in your feet and calves, that trickle can almost stop completely. Now here's the part that scared Daniel. While that river is crawling, your body is also doing something else. It's producing less and less of a molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like the river's dam keeper. When there's enough of it, the dams stay open, the water flows, the vessels stay wide and relaxed. But after 60, your body starts making 70% less of this molecule every single night while you sleep. So by the time your alarm goes off, your leg vessels aren't just slow, they're clamped shut. The dams are closed, the river is frozen. And when you stand up, you're asking frozen water to rush downhill. Of course your legs feel heavy, of course they feel numb, they're not broken, they're frozen. But here's where it gets interesting. Before I go further, I want you to do something. Right now, wherever you're sitting, press your thumb firmly into the top of your foot. Hold it for 5 seconds. Let go. Does the skin stay white for a moment before the color comes back? If it takes more than 2 seconds for the pink to return, that's your body telling you the same thing Margaret's was. The river is slow, the dams are closed. Don't panic, just remember it, because in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to open those dams again. Daniel didn't tell Margaret his theory right away. He knew she'd been hurt by doctors before, so instead he started quietly. He made a list, not of medicines, not of exercises, of drinks, because the research paper he'd read showed something almost unbelievable. Certain foods and drinks contain natural compounds that force your body to make nitric oxide again. Not through medicine, through basic chemistry, your own body doing what it used to do if you give it the right fuel. He started testing. 1 drink per week. He watched Margaret's face every morning. He timed how long the pause lasted at the edge of the bed. He measured the color in her feet. The first drink he tried? Plain water. Now water is essential. Nobody argues with that. But Daniel wrote in his notebook, Day 7, no change. Grandma says her legs still feel like concrete. Water keeps the river from drying up, but it doesn't open the dams. He scored it honestly. Necessary, but not enough. The second drink was green tea. Margaret liked it. She said it tasted like her garden in summer. But after 2 weeks, Daniel noticed the pause at the bed was the same. The research showed green tea helps blood vessels over months, not hours. It's a slow builder. Margaret didn't have months to waste. Third was tart cherry juice. Margaret loved the color, but the sugar content was brutal, 30 grams per cup. Her blood sugar spiked every morning, and Daniel noticed her legs actually felt worse after the spike. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. He crossed it off. Fourth was pomegranate juice. Beautiful, deep red. Margaret called it liquid rubies. It helped a little. Her cramping reduced by maybe 20%. But the sugar was even worse than cherry juice. And at $14 a bottle, Daniel said it was like paying rent for a drink. Then came cocoa, real cocoa powder, not the sugary packets, mixed with hot water. Margaret made a face. This tastes like dirt, Daniel. But within 2 hours of drinking it, she said something that made him write in his notebook in big letters. My feet are warm. The flavonols in cocoa had opened something. Not all the way, but enough. Most people don't realize this part. The cocoa worked because it triggered nitric oxide production within hours, but it only worked on an empty stomach. The moment Margaret ate breakfast first, the effect disappeared. The food blocked absorption. The dams closed again. So Daniel learned rule number 1. Timing matters more than the drink itself. Drink number 6 was watermelon juice. Margaret's eyes lit up. Now that I can drink, watermelon is loaded with something called L-citrulline. Your body converts it directly into nitric oxide. It's like handing your dam keeper the exact key he lost. After 1 week, Margaret's pause at the bed dropped from 30 seconds to 15. She started walking to the mailbox without holding the wall. Daniel timed her. She was 40% faster than the week before. But watermelon had a problem. It's seasonal. In Vermont, in January, there's no fresh watermelon. So Daniel kept looking. Drink number 7 was hibiscus tea. Cheap. Tart. Almost cranberry-like. Margaret steeped 2 bags every morning and evening. After 10 days, she said the numbness in her toes was quieter. The research backed it. 31% improvement in blood flow. But Daniel noted that it lowered her blood pressure too much. She got dizzy on day 12. They had to pause. Drink number 8 was celery juice. Margaret called it green punishment. But the science was undeniable. Celery is packed with natural nitrates. Your mouth bacteria convert them to nitrites. Your stomach converts nitrites to nitric oxide. It's a chain reaction that starts the moment the juice touches your tongue. After 3 days of celery juice, Margaret's legs were warmer by mid-morning. Not just her feet, her calves, her knees. The warmth was climbing, but the taste. Daniel wrote, Grandma drinks it like medicine, because it is. Drink number 9 was an arugula smoothie. Daniel blended 2 cups of arugula with blueberries and almond milk. Margaret said it tasted like a salad having an identity crisis. But within a week, the skin on her legs started changing. The dark, almost purple color was fading. The swelling in her ankles was going down. 42% improvement in blood flow after 2 weeks. The research called it remarkable. Margaret called it the green stuff that works. But Daniel wasn't done. He had one more to test. The one the research paper had called the single most effective dietary intervention for age-related circulatory decline. Beetroot juice. He bought a bottle. Pure. No sugar, no additives, just pressed beets. Margaret looked at it. That looks like blood, Daniel. Drink it anyway. She did. 8 ounces. Empty stomach. No food for 30 minutes after. That night, Daniel called her at 9 p.m. Grandma, how are your feet? There was a long pause on the other end. Then she said, They're warm, baby. They've been warm all day. I forgot to even think about them. Daniel wrote in his notebook, Day 1, beetroot juice. Grandma forgot about her feet. That's the biggest win I've ever seen. Within 15 days, Margaret's leg blood flow had improved by 45%. Her walking endurance doubled. The purple color on her shins was almost gone. And the pause at the edge of the bed? Gone. Completely gone. She stood up. She walked to the kitchen. She didn't hold anything. I want you to do something tonight. Before bed, look at your feet. Really look at them. Is the skin shiny, swollen, Discolored? Are your toes purple or dark red? Take a picture. I'm serious. Take a picture with your phone. Then drink beetroot juice every morning for 30 days. Same time. Empty stomach. 8 ounces. Take another picture on day 30. You will not believe the difference. And you won't need me to tell you what it means. Your legs will tell you. But here's what Daniel made Margaret promise. And I need you to hear these, because they matter more than the drink itself. Rule 1. Never drink these on a full stomach. Food kills the absorption. Wait 30 minutes after the drink before eating anything. Rule 2. Never use mouthwash after drinking. Mouthwash kills the bacteria on your tongue that start the whole nitric oxide process. You're wiping out the key before it even turns in the lock. Rule 3. Never stop your medications. These drinks work alongside your medicine. They don't replace it. If your doctor gave you something for blood pressure or blood thinners, keep taking it. These drinks make the medicine work better. Rule 4. Be consistent. Not for a week, not for a month, forever. This is like brushing your teeth. One day doesn't fix 30 years of neglect, but 30 days of consistency? That changes the river permanently. Rule 5. Read the label. If the drink has added sugar, preservatives, or artificial anything, put it back. Pure is everything. Your body can't use junk to build nitric oxide. Daniel told me something on the phone last month. He said, "You know what broke me? It wasn't the science. It was watching my grandma sit on that bed every morning, afraid of her own feet." He paused. Then he said, "She danced for 35 years. She taught hundreds of kids to dance. And then one day her body just forgot. And everyone told her that was normal. That was just aging." He said, "It's not normal. It's not even close to normal. It's a river that froze because nobody opened the dams. Your legs have carried you through every single day of your life. They carried you to work. They carried you to your children. They carried you through grief and joy, and every ordinary Tuesday you'll never remember. They're still here. They're still working. They're just waiting for you to give them the right fuel in the morning. 1 glass, empty stomach, 8 ounces. That's all. Start tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it. Tomorrow morning, before your feet hit the floor, give your legs the one thing they've been asking for. They'll remember how to be legs again.